What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin. You're back at Burkify Gaming, and we're here once again with Rentifice. You know, that game that I played for the longest time, and it's not really a game, it's just a novel, but I forgot about it for the longest time. Well, I'm finally back in Chapter 7. So, if y'all don't remember the last one, you can go back, watch the last one, and come back here. Um, you drive back to your office, your burns stinging under the second skin as you make your way through the asphalt jungle of the city. You push the door to your office open and you hear paper being mangled underneath it. Just a couple days away and there's already a pile of envelopes waiting for you. You gaze at the heap of murdered trees laying at your feet and light a cigarette. It's a wonder people still use paper. Seems so antiquated. Antiquated. I don't know. You gather up the envelopes and dump them on your desk. You barely sat at your desk when you hear the door open. It's Torvald. Hello, Burkify, he says. You put out your cigarette. To what little displeasure, you ask. He looks around the spotless chrome surfaces of your office nods approvingly. Nice space, he says. Very you. What do you want? It takes it across from you. Miss Cocker wants to meet you, he says. What's this about? She'll tell you herself. So I'm supposed to drop everything and go with you. Pretty much the kind of invitation you may not refuse. Negotiate. What's in it for me? Torvald chuckles. The lack of choice for one, he says, but other than that, what you get out of it will depend on how your meeting with Miss Cocker goes, I suppose. He stops and studies you. She can be very generous when she wants to. I see, you say. So make you give her a reason to be generous. Right. Shall we then? Sure. You leave the building together and you start walking toward your car, but Torvald stops you and nods towards his own. You are to be driven then. Left with as little room for choice as possible. At least Torvald's cars top of the line. Entirely self-driving with cutting-edge AI leather seats, real leather too, as silent as a grave. Torvald inputs the destination to the car's hollow and leans back in the driver's seat. He's acting cool and aloof, but you can tell he's uncomfortable. You don't have time to contemplate the reasons behind it, but your hollow lights up with notification. It's your child support payment order. You don't have enough credit to pay right now. A missed payment won't sit well with Veronica. I'll find money, somehow. She's got a hold, little bastard! You better. You put your hollow away. Torvald notices something's up. Everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine. Okay then. You spend the rest of the drive in silence. Torvald walks you from the car to the entrance of the government building where Eugene works. He nods at the security guard in a way that implies you're not to leave here without permission. I believe you know the way from here, he says. Be smart about this. Turns around and leaves. He left. How am I getting home? Eugene is waiting for you in her office. Door left open and her secretary gone for the day. Mr. Gaming, she says, it's good to see you again. You won't pretend it's a social call or that I had any choice in the matter now, will you? Of course not. Got a hair in my fucking tongue. Ah. Please have a seat. You do. She leans forward. There's a gala later this evening. Everyone who's anyone will be there. Sponsors, business people, politicians. I need you to come. Mingle. Then I'd like you to give a speech about what you've seen. Paint a vivid picture about what the VE is really like. Why? We're pushing the VE ban through Congress tomorrow. Testimonies like yours can make a difference. I don't like giving speeches. That may well be, but you should focus on the bigger picture. What's that supposed to mean? Please, Eugenie says. Don't make me spell it out. What's my motivation here? What kind of motivation do you need? I need money to pay child support, I really do. There's no reasons I've ever heard, Eugenie says. I've always had a soft spot for family. Done. She pauses. If you prove yourself tonight, that is. You take a moment before replying. She obviously interprets your silence as acquiescence, because she asks, does this mean you're going to do it? I don't want to, but I don't have much choice. Say yes now, figure the rest out later. Eugenie eyes you up and down. From what it seems that she can see right through you. Excellent, Eugenie says. I'll have the car ready for you in about an hour. You can relax here in the meantime. What's this insistence on driving you around today? It's almost as if they're trying to keep an eye on you, limit your freedom of movement. Not properly dressed for a gala. Not a problem. She has a tight hold on you. You don't have many choices here, or any. My staff will be happy to find you something suitable to wear. Anything else you need, just let them know. I'll see you very soon, Mr. Gaming. That sounds very ominous and threatening, and I don't like that at all. You are left alone in the foyer long enough for you to gather your thoughts. What have you gotten yourself into? It's fine. I'll just go with the flow, as I always do. It's what you do, isn't it? It's how you stay afloat. Who could blame you? You're just being flexible, doing what you have to do to survive, to protect those you care about the best you can. What does it matter if you have no spine? That's that's not what I meant, bitch. The count is taking place at a government building that looks like it's been plucked from a bygone area. One when shelter was built with sore muscles and sweat and bent backs, inch by inch, brick by brick. An old story told many times over the centuries, before this era, or so-called post-scarcity, when everything was supposed to be abundant, and it is, but not for everyone. And then when you walk in, you see there's another story plastered on top of that one. Decoration and opulence, expensive fabrics, gold, ivory, and a deluge of light. The old kind, yellow and non-eco, indifferent to the strictures imposed on anything and anyone outside the pocket of privilege and luxury. Was born in the wrong era. I love it. You walk in and linger for a moment near the doorway. Eugenia brushes her shoulders lightly. She walks by you. You're here. Good. Go ahead and mingle. I'll let you know when we're ready for you. Then she walks away to greet a tall lady clad in silk and an air of importance. You survey the space. You recognize several politicians, most of them on Eugenie's side, at least officially, but also a few of the opposition, some dressed up as reporters, a foreign ambassador, and a couple taste makers, some hollow personas, and a celebrity judge. When did Judge Judy get there? Then you notice a familiar figure in the room. It's Doug. He's standing near the bar holding a glass of wine, chatting with some guy in a suit. As the sensing eyes upon him, he turns and spots you. He smiles, excuses himself, and approaches you holding a glass of wine. Burkify says, "Fancy seeing you here." Doug, right? That's right. What are you doing here, you ask? I work for one of these very important people. And you? I have to do something difficult. What do you have to do? Before you have a chance to reply, Eugenia approaches. I see you making friends, she says. She turns to Doug. I'm afraid I'll have to steal him. Oh, God. Here we go. Eugenie signals to the musicians to stop playing and they make room for her on stage. She stands behind the podium, graceful and radiant under the lights. Her face is magnified and displayed on the hollow wall so everyone can see her. The event is broadcast live on the Hollow News. Esteemed guests, beloved allies, and dear citizens watching from afar, she says, welcome. This is a very important evening for all of us here because it marks the culmination of a long and difficult road that led to tomorrow's vote. You've all worked hard to expose the realities of virtual experience and to protect those most vulnerable to it, an often thankless job. For that, no matter what tomorrow will bring, you have my sincere and heartfelt thanks and appreciation. Please put your hands together. Like that. Don't clap. You're all fucking clapping and cheering. She didn't say put them together and take them apart, put them together, take them apart. She said put them together. Pray. She waits for the applause to subside before continuing. Yeah, 'cause you did it wrong, you fuckers. Tonight I would like you all to hear from a dear colleague of mine, someone who has had first-hand experience with the VE and all that it means for those most intimately affected by it. He's a private investigator who has been assisting me in this taxing journey. You've been hearing a lot from me, and perhaps some of you have grown tired of my voice. Perhaps you think this is all just politics to me. But I think it's time we heard his voice directly. This is the real deal. Please welcome Mr. Burkify Gaming. She nods to you, smiling so warmly and appreciatively. It'd be hard for anyone to believe she didn't mean every word she says. You're up. Step up to the podium. The cameras zoom in on your face. Everyone can see you now. Every detail of your face, every muscle twitch, every minute expression. Minute and minute are spelled the same. That's kind of fucked up. You spot Doug in the audience. He's looking at you expectant. Worried, maybe? Everyone's watching. Everyone's expecting something from you. Can they see you for who you really are? What are you going to do? Give a neutral speech. You've managed to maintain your neutrality so far. How long can you keep it up? Just hope you're as good with your words as you need to be. There's a fine line to tread. You're clearing your throat. Alright, I'm a private investigator. I'm a private investigator. It's my job to know things. This is how I know things in real life are messy and complicated. Politicians can talk about things in terms of black and white, but the rest of us, for those of us toiling in the real world, things come in only in gray. You focus on Doug's face. He seems intrigued. I've seen some things while working on this case that I wish I could unsee, but wishing will not get us anywhere. It never has and it never will. It's a good start right there. Your audience is hooked. You go on. Miss Cochran has been doing the best she can in a war that has no winners. She's been most active and devoted proponent of the campaign to ban VE for good. She has thrown everything she has into this fight because she truly believes in her cause. But I think that if our guiding principle is the protection of life and freedom and well-being, we need to listen to the other side as well. We cannot be fanatics when we must be communicators, and we cannot be bombing bridges when we mean for everyone to move forward together. So what will you do? You continue to be ignorant to the plight of those you disagree with, or you try to listen to them for a change. Whatever you choose, please do something. Take action. If you vote tomorrow, make it count. If you have a platform, take advantage of that to inform other people. If you have a voice, use it. That's all there is to it. Together, we can see this through. You stop talking, take a sip of water. That's all you say. Thank you. There's a moment of silence, and a few people in the crowd start applauding, followed by a few more. A couple of people from the stage shake your hand and squeeze your shoulder. Eugenie is trying to spin your talk firmly in her favor, being see the noise on her face. Doug finds you to leave the stage. That was quite diplomatic, he says. As you were to seem a little disappointed. I'll do what I gotta do to get by, you say. Right. Well, enjoy the rest of the evening. He turns around and walks away. You're watching Doug's back disappear into the crowd when a waiter taps you on the shoulder and informs you Miss Cochran insists you meet her in her private room upstairs. You enter the room with a smile on my face. I had a smile about you, Eugenie asks. His speech was neither what I expected nor what I asked for. At least I don't think you did much damage, but you didn't help either. What we have to say for yourself? I didn't want to sound too like a fanatic. Otherwise, how would your activists ever trust me again? If I sounded like your mouthpiece, you continue, I would lose all hope of ever getting anywhere near Chalita or her people again. Is that what you want? Virginia regards you with suspicion, only half convinced. No, it's not what I want, she says, but there are ways to be diplomatic without burning your allies. You show her your palms. I'm learning, you say. I'll do better next time, I guess. Fine, Eugenie says, but you still have to prove yourself to me if you want anything good to come out of this. What do I have to do? She hesitates, but only for a moment. Your case is not closed. Far from it. What does that mean? You haven't found the person you were looking for, have you? You don't reply. Please do. Find her. Why? I think you know why, Eugenie says. Say I find her, then what? You ask, what do you want me to do with her? She smiles. You don't expect me to answer that, do you? I shouldn't need to say it. Find Miss Matthews and make sure she stays lost forever, in whatever way you see fit. How am I supposed to get anywhere near VE activists after tonight? I'm not sure Chalita will ever trust me after I appeared on live Hollow News in support of your campaign, you say. Convince her that you only said those things in order to trick me into thinking you were on my side. If Chalita and the rest of her fools are anything like I think they are, they'll fall for it. She smiles again. I'm an excellent judge of character, you know. I've heard as much. You just need convincing, she says. Fine, I'll keep that in mind. She gives you her hand. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Gaming. And don't take this personally, but I hope you won't be necessary for our paths across again. Likewise. Bitch. The air outside is crisp, it fills your lungs. Take a moment to clear your head. You must contact Chalita again. Try to get close to Lori somehow. There's no point wasting time. You might as well get on with it. Go home. Change. Call Chalita. Except your hollow is buzzing. It's your ex. Well, I haven't received your child support amount yet, Burkify. She asks, glaring at you through the hall screen. I'm sorry, I didn't have the money. Didn't, or you just didn't want to give it to me? To your child. How do you expect me to reply to that, Veronica? So you're going to pay or not? I only have 490 credits right now. Is it okay to pay the rest later? I know you're good for it, she says. That's fine. Thank you. Transfer the amount to her in a few clicks. She smiles and terminates the connection. Now what? Go home, be alone. That's all you're good for. You walk into an empty apartment. What are you going to do with yourself now? You must do something. Anything to make time pass. Anything to not be alone with your thoughts. It's going to be. Pour a drink. I got a drink. You do. You pour a drink and then you drink it. And then for good measure you pour another and another until counting no longer makes sense. Yeah, math's always been hard for me too. But that is it for this episode. It is a lot of reading. I forgot how much reading that is and how bad my eyes are when I don't have my glasses. Because my eyes get blurry and I start reading things wrong. I'm missing words, missing letters. So bear with me. But I want to thank everybody for watching. And as always, like the video, please like, subscribe. If you have suggestions, get my tips, comments, put in the comment section below. And I'll see you all in the next episode.